What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. That's right. I'm out here in Arizona. You got these black people, y'all. You hear them? You hear the black people? Like,
like cackling hands,
that's why we can't have nothing as a people. Always making noises and loud for nothing. Anyway, I should be like, y'all right next to each other. Y'all ain't got to be screaming. Now they just having fun. Right now, we out here in Arizona, and it's first of all, it's a beautiful sight because it's all black conservatives out here talking about how we gonna deal with all this nonsense that's going on in America right now. And I'm gonna tell you, the biggest bulk of nonsense I see, I expect nonsense from the media. I expect nonsense from the dirty, funky, nasty, garbage, dumpster juice Democrats. But when I hear nonsense coming from black people and minorities, it breaks my heart. And it ain't just the nonsense coming from them, but them believing the nonsense. That's what breaks my heart. Because the average brother who might vomit up some of that nonsense is sincere. You know, it ain't like they getting paid to vomit it up. They ain't Don Lemonhead. These are just this Frank Persick around the corner talking about, man, you hear what Trump doing to all those kids? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, introduce your show. Tell the people where you from.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jermain Botsio. I run an online show called Conservative Nation. You guys can catch me on Facebook, on YouTube, even online at www.liberty1tv.com and my website, jbtalkradio.com. I also run a show with Will Johnson, yes, Will Johnson, called The 4 J's, 4 Black Conservative Men who speak about loving this country, loving God, and getting rid of that victimhood mentality.
Which
Let
is
me
hard
tell
to
you.
do. And you know what's crazy, man? I found that a lot of black women out there say, there's no good man out there anymore.
Yup.
And they will accept a lot. But I found that you say you're a black conservative, girl, You know, like that's worse than being, you know, me and my boy was talking about how your parent might be okay with you being gay, but if you come out and say I'm a conservative, they're like, oh Lord, Jesus, take me, God. You know, I mean, you meet a girl and she's like, ain't no good man. This one dude, he used to beat me. This one dude took all my money. You know, you're a nice guy. Yeah, I'm a nice guy, but I'm a Trump supporter or I'm a conservative. Huh? I'm cool. I take the beater.
Absolutely.
Right.
And one thing I found out about those women, they date what we call degenerates, and a lot of those degenerates come from the Democratic mind frame. A lot of those guys are lefties, they're liberals, right? And when you date a conservative guy, they love to take care of their family, they're providers, they have principles, strength in God. I mean, things that will build a family. But yet, these ladies, who do they go for? They go for the liberal, the flashy guy who got his pants all the way down to the ground, right? One of those guys who's riding in the passenger seat of his chick's car. You guys know that.
And I'm going to tell you right now, man, and then some people might get mad at this, but sometimes, man, when I hear liberals, first of all, liberal logic don't make any sense. When I hear some of the arguments that they are defending and some of the mentality they adopted, I'm going, I don't want to question your intelligence, but it's hard not to. When I'm seeing you go way out in left field trying to justify a horrible policy that might not only impact America, but impact you. That's like trying to tell me why you should shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
You know, and so when it comes down to that, normally, even as a black conservative, you have to be in your higher conscious of thinking. Because the bottom line, you have the ability to see through a lot of stuff and process and organize, look at stuff subjectively, not emotionally, not impulsively, and you have to do your research on stuff because you get attacked constantly. We can't afford the luxury that Democrats can afford to just argue points based on racism.
Yep.
And we got to come with some data. So we got to actually justify why we support the Republican Party. And frankly, I say Democrats should be doing that too, but they don't. They don't do that.
Oh.
What they do is they say, you know why we do? Because your party is racist and they're killing kids and it's Nazi all over again. And you're misogynist. You're a racist / KKK member, even though you're black. But that doesn't matter to me because I have no logic. No logic. But I'm going to say it anyway because that's what I do as a liberal. So, when you start talking to a lot of these liberals about some practical concepts of diplomacy and things like that, it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't at all. And one thing that I don't understand is that a lot of black Americans out here who are supporting illegal immigration. What blows my mind, the illegal immigration first and foremost hurts black Americans, and especially low-skilled black Americans. Hey, wake up, all right? Jorge with a brush is stealing your job. Yes.
Yep.
So
it's unbelievable, man. And see, here's what's crazy. They have been victims of the biggest hoax ever. They need to learn what information operations is and what gaslighting is. And then you'll see yourself inserted in that scenario. All that is making sure you got enough support by the masses in the media that is going to send out the lie, the narrative, and keep echoing the narrative and not deviating from the narrative. And when you hear it over and over again, you start to believe it. If you are simple-minded or if you ain't hip to what's happening to you. And the narrative often sounds good.
Yeah.
For example, they're not telling you the bad stuff about illegal immigration. They showing you little kids in cages under the Obama administration, but yet they won't tell you that. It's Trump's administration. They're not going to tell you that Obama's administration released over I think 2,000 illegal immigrant kids.
Absolutely.
Sent them to human traffickers. Didn't even question whether they're the parents. Just really, you guys are here to pick your kids up? Yep. Yeah. You say they're just your kids? Yeah. Okay. There you go. Go ahead, kids. Yeah. Nobody's crying over that. Where's Rachel Maddox?
Yeah, her fake crying. Did you see her fake crying? Somebody throw on a graphic.
I can't go on. I was sitting there like, why wasn't she crying? Where are those 2,000 plus kids with those traffickers? Somebody should be trying to find them. Go and get them. Right now they're probably being used or something like that, but nobody's thinking about that. Because it's all about the picture of the little girl who was never separated from her. Yeah, that's more important. See, that's what they want you to remember. That's the image that they want in your head, so you will get on board with something that you wouldn't get on board in your normal everyday life. Meaning this. If I said, hey, when you go to work today, would you leave your doors open for anybody who might need a better life to just come, walk right in and set up shop? You would look at me and say, dude, you crazy. But yet, they throw it out there, and y'all say, that makes sense to me. I'm going to support that. Let them all come in. Oh, no, we don't need to check them. Don't need no background. No, we don't. To ask them questions? No, we don't want to ask them questions. Just come on, because it's about the kids. And so, in my earlier show with somebody, I told them the solution for all of those rich people that's out there, all the people in Hollywood that's getting on Twitter, and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and all of the rest of them, and Rachel Maddox, they got land. See, they got land where they live. Gated communities. But they can live by example and say, let's go ahead and set up about 20 tents in my backyard. There you go. and we don't want them living in those shelters. We don't want them with fences. That's like Nazi Germany. We can do something, can't we, Nancy? Chuck, if you're listening, tell them to come on down to your yard. We'll set up about 20 tents. Post up in your yard until we can find them a better home, okay? Would you be okay with that? If I was a commentator and I was interviewing them, I would get them to, you know how they like to do Republicans. Are you willing to say right now? Are you willing to commit? Are you willing to commit to this? That's what I would do to them, man. I'd be like, are you willing to commit to at least 20 refugees staying in your house?
Put them on the spot.
Put them on the spot and watch them pivot off. You know what? They're great pivot. You know, I would love to talk about that, but I'd rather talk about Trump and his policies. That's what they do. But the sad part is so many of you out there have fallen for it. Now that we just got together and exposed it, you ain't got no excuse. You ain't got. If you're still buying that mess, you being dumb for nothing. Your purpose, you waking up saying, it's my mission to be dumb.
Yeah.
That's where it is. So how can they find you, man?
Hey, you guys can find me at www.jbtalkradio.com. You can look for me on YouTube, Jermain Botsio, Facebook, Jermain Botsio, Botsio. Yes, it's Italian. No, I'm not a mobster, I promise, all right?
That's all right with me, man. God bless. Thanks for being on the
sir.
show. All right.
Absolutely.
And this is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. You know where to find me. Facebook, Twitter, all the links in the bottom. Want to support Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free to do so. God bless.